Give us their opening statement or claim, and then they can go on head-to-head or different debates, different arguments. So first I would like to ask Abdullah to begin with his opening statement or claim.
First of all, I would like to greet the moderator and the audience and the timekeepers. I will be supporting the motion that video gaming has a positive impact on the youth, and the negative can be turned into positive.
Okay, maybe I agree with your point that video games may have some positive effects, but I strongly believe that negative effects are far more. I will say one by one. Would you like to?
Yeah, you may begin.
Okay. First, the worst thing is dopamine addiction. There are countless studies that say that video games can cause a rise of dopamine in the brain, which can make it hard to stop playing.
Thank you for that point. I've researched a lot on dopamine addiction. I will state some points on how to prevent dopamine addiction and an example. First, understand the role of dopamine. Dopamine is not an inherently bad thing. First, I will read it, then I'll elaborate or explain more. It's essential for motivation and pleasure. However, when constantly overstimulated, it can lead to addictive behavior, like you said. You know what triggers dopamine release? Social media, video gaming, eating junk food, excessive screen time. By identifying. If you identify what triggers your dopamine, you'll be able to control it. My second point is practice delayed gratification. What this means is, for example, you have a phone. You're a child, okay? You have a phone. You have the urge to use it. But, yes, you started using it, but after 5 minutes, you kept it for 5 minutes. And you started thinking, that 5 minutes that you kept it for, it will reduce the urge for you to try to take it. You'll not... Did you get my point, or should I move to the next?
I got your point, but still, kids find it difficult to stop playing if they hold their devices. Due to immediate rewards, stress relief, social connection, and dopamine boost. Competition, peer pressure, and poor time management make it even harder to track time or take breaks. What do you say about it?
Yeah, I agree about that point. So, you say this is for younger viewers, like for children.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we all know, children has parents. So, we have parental controls in this video games. First, I'll just go to my point on parental control. Okay, I did not find it, but I will just say, these games provide, like, for children, they provide a connection with their parents. Like, if a parent gives his child 5 minutes of game, and the parent is connected automatically to the game. So the parent will set a 5 minutes timer, and immediately that 5 minutes is up, the game will shut down, and will not be accessible for the kid until the parent gives permission. So the kid has no choice but to leave.
I understand your point, but over-managing or controlling children's video gaming time can create unnecessary conflict and resentment. Excessive controlling can hinder their ability to find balance and take responsibilities for their own time.
I think what you're trying to say is, when their parents control them, they don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay? So, for example, a kid wants to just keep eating candy. Do you think if a kid has a bowl of candy, would he like to continue eating it for the rest of the day? Would he like to finish it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but if he finishes it, it's gonna be bad for his health, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't like it. But his parents still stop him from eating that candy. So it's just like gaming. If he does it too much, it's gonna affect him in a negative way. So his parents just stops him using parental control. I hope you get what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I understand your point. I will move to another topic, which is reduction in motivation. Video gaming can reduce motivation for real-world tasks, making you want to seek immediate rewards.
Oh, that's it?
I can continue. This decreases interest in long-term goals. Also, research shows that games release dopamine and start with pleasure.
But should I go back to? Okay, I'll just answer a question straight away. But it also motivates some children. It's the main positive effect on video gaming is the cognitive thinking that it increases on a human or a child. For example, a child is not good at some studies in school. So what cognitive thinking is, it improves your understanding, your capability, and how you observe the knowledge faster.
How?
How it does that? For example, you might not be good at math, you might not be good at English or something like that, but you're good at gaming or video games. Like you have the pleasure. I mean, you like it. So you're kind of motivated. And let me just jump to something else. For example, there are some video games that help you learn how to program. So as you play the game more and more, you learn, you get better at programming. Isn't that a good effect?
But not in other subjects, like especially English, math, science, and
I can give you an example on how in other subjects. For example, your English teacher gives you a work together, a group work together. Or in science, you have to do it as a group. There is a game which would you like me to mention in case you want to research about it?
maybe.
Yes, the game is called Mario Party. It's kind of a simulation where you and your friends work together to achieve a certain goal. So it's just like your English class. If you already have experience on working together in that game, so it will improve how you socialize with people in your English class. You'll be more easygoing and understanding.
But it's in game, right?
Yes.
Inside the game.
Inside the
Games can contribute social disconnection by reducing real-world interactions.
Yes. So that's why.
Once you are adapted to game, maybe you will lose like social skills, communication skills, and these.
That's why you set boundaries around video gaming. So when you set your boundaries, you do not get too addicted. I mean, the dopamine does not take control of you. When you set boundaries, for example, I will give an example for me. Yes, I do play video game. But when this debate come, I was practicing. I was not playing video games. My priority was to be good in the debate. So I set the boundary that I'll not play video game. I have to focus more on this debate.
But maybe some kids don't have this thing in their mind. They prioritize game over other things, so it's harder for them to track time.
So it's if they prioritize game over the other thing. So that means the kid doesn't like the other thing. It's not that important to him.
Maybe, but games are designed to hook the kids, like to make them want to play more. So it's hard for them to control these.
But games are also designed in a way that you can control. You're talking about kids, right? Not adults. So I mentioned parental control earlier. You said games are designed to hook kids, but it's also designed to control how kids play and the duration kids play.
Controlling the dopamine. Video games make it tough to control dopamine because of the constant reward, unpredictable reinforcement, and escalating challenges. This decreases the brain's dependence on games.
I do not understand what you're trying to say.
Um,
One more time, just one more time.
Video games make it tough to control dopamine because of the constant rewards, unpredictable reinforcement, and escalating challenges.
Okay, how to prevent what you just said, the problems here. Practice delayed gratification. Resist the urge for instant rewards. Dopamine addiction often comes from seeking quick rewards. Instant pleasure, delayed gratification by stating longer-term goals and practicing patience. So, for us Muslims here, it's going to be easy for us to not get addicted to gaming because our deen tells us to be patient. So if you are already patient, we know that even if there is video gaming, we can do it. Our parents are not watching us, but Allah is seeing us. So we will be patient, like this is not the time. Of course, there'll be the time that you'll come to play video games, but this is not the time. So you should practice being patient and resist the urge.
Wait, so it means you agree to the point that it gives us negative point, like negative influence, right?
Yeah, it does have negative impact, but I gave you also the points on how to prevent the negative impact. As long as a person maintain those points that I state, I do not think there will be, nothing bad about, the negative impact will not get the better of a person. Mind.
Okay, I will move to my next point. Video gaming can lead to numerous health issues, okay? If you stay in front of a screen for a long time, it can cause you shoulder pain, negative pain, and even eyesight.
No, you can continue. Sorry, I interrupted.
Research shows that gamers often feel back and shoulder pains, and it does not stop there. The worst thing is it can cause obesity and cardiovascular issues.
Yeah, thank you for that point, but I have also points on how to prevent that. Take regular breaks when you're gaming. Follow the 20-20 minutes rule to reduce eye strain every 20 minutes. And I think you mentioned about eye problems, right? For protecting your eyes, adjust the display settings. In the game, you can adjust how bright it is or how low it can get. Reduce the brightness of your screen too much to adapt to your environment. And adjust the contrast to minimize your eye strain. Many modern devices also offer blue light filtering features to reduce eye fatigue. Mind your hands and wrists. Practice hand and wrist in ergonomics. Ensure that your wrists remain in a natural position, not bent upwards or downwards when holding a controller. Trying to keep your fingers relaxed while gaming and avoid gripping too tightly. And for the back pain you mentioned, frequent movement is the solution for back pain. Sitting in one position for a long time period can lead to stiffness and discomfort. Get up and move every 20-25 minutes. Stretch your legs, walk around, do some physical activities, go outside, and then you could come back. You can come back and continue if you have time.
Okay, I got your point, but a lot of people don't know these rules, especially kids. Right?
For kids, I said parental control because they're younger viewers of the game. So the game developers designed the game in a way that kids, it's really attractive. Kids want the pleasure, they want to continue playing. But as long as their parents are strict with them so that they can get a better future, I think it's all right. And I think even apart from gaming, there are some things that your parents do. You don't like it. Just like how parents take away the game from their children. You don't like it, but it's for the benefit of you. Your parents know what's best for you.
Okay, I will move to my next point. Poor mental health. Research shows Gaming often correlates with anxiety and depression.
Oh, yeah. So for mental health, take care of your mental health. Avoid overgaming. Gaming can be addictive and spending excessive time on it can affect your mental and emotional health, like you said. Set limits on gaming time to ensure it does not interfere with your relationship or work or other responsibilities. Combat isolation. That is the depression you mentioned. While online gaming communities can provide social connections, make sure to balance your virtual interactions in the real world relationships. Spending too much time alone can contribute to feeling of loneliness and depression. So this is trying to say that you should go out more, not stop game completely, but you should do those other physical activities more than just keeping yourself in one room playing games.
Okay, you mentioned a lot of time, like limit times, right, for gaming. What if it doesn't work? I know, maybe parents forgot to set time limits, for example, or they don't at all.
Can I interrupt, please?
Yeah.
If they forgot to set the time limits completely for their children, then I think it's kind of being an irresponsible parent. Because if you want something good for your child in the future, you will not forget to set those time limits. Continue.
Okay, I will move to my point. Video gaming can expose players to toxic environments such as harassment, bullying, and toxic behavior. Research shows that online multiplayer games often foster negative interaction, which can harm mental health and leads to increased anxiety and depression.
Okay, I have points for that. But I have a few 2 to 3 points for that, but I want to say something. If you look at the statistics in this life, what causes more demotivation? You said about demotivation, I could remember. What causes more demotivation? In schools or all around? It's humans, people. People are the things that demotivate other people. Those are the things that motivate us most. But,
Can I say something?
yeah,
If you are in Islamic school, for example,
yes,
bullying is not allowed.
yeah.
But in online games, we don't know whether the person is Muslim or not. So they can, of course, bully us, and it can make us stressed or like depressed or things.
So if that actually happens, you got bullied by somebody. Okay, we are in Islamic school, you said bullying is not allowed, right? So also in non-Islamic schools, I do not think bullying is allowed. And also in Islamic school, bullying can happen, but the teachers or principals or staffs will not know. Because bullying is not, it's not like they will show you, you'll not know when a person is getting bullied, because maybe the person might be scared to, or he might be threatened that if he reports this, something bad will happen. But in game, if somebody even bullied, you're at home. You can tell your parents. There is no way the person will know where you live or somehow, because of it's secure, your account is secure. So you can go and tell your parents will give you a solution, or you can just leave the game and go to another. If it's encourage positive player behavior. Promote respectful communication. Game developers can incorporate positive reinforcements for players who demonstrate good sportsmanship and respect towards other systems that reward players for being helpful, kind, and cooperative to create a more positive gaming atmosphere. Games like Overwatch and Valorant feature honor and or commission system where players can give recognition for positive behavior. And I would like to go to researches like evidence, like you gave evidence. I will go to, we all know UNICEF, the United Nations organizations. In April 29th, 2024, they published the study found that games can support children's sense of autonomy competence, creativity, and identity. Would you like more researchers or more evidence apart from UNICEF?
No.
Okay.
You said games can do like positive things, right? What if the game contains violence that can attack your heart?
Okay.
You know, video games, especially the famous one like PUBG and Free Fire and these things, it has violence,
Yes.
which can attack your heart rate. So will it make any positive?
Yeah, it can.
How?
It can really. Because you see in the games you mentioned Free Fire, and let's just talk about Free Fire first of all. Before I move to PUBG, because it's bad for me, so I do not know about PUBG. My mother and father made actually, like I cannot play PUBG and banned. I did not research much about PUBG. So you see, age restriction. A PUBG has age restriction. The age, so you see, a little child of course can get affected by the violence and everything of PUBG. But in the first place, how can a little child know what PUBG is? I mean, how can a little child go to PUBG? His parents are not monitoring him then.
But it's famous. Any kids would want to play.
No matter how famous it is, I think a parent should know what his child is playing and what his child is doing on his devices. But as we said in Free Fire, it could provide a positive, like you work together in the game Free Fire. Like it's provides a positive atmosphere, and you can get it in reflexes. You have to be really fast in the game. So in real life, it could also help you. For example, a snake is coming towards you, and it's really close, you did not see it. But immediately you saw it, you just moved really fast. How do you know those reflexes? By playing games, like you said, like the games you said.
Do you think it will work?
I do not think, I'm sure it will work.
I have some Islamic rules about the toxic environment.
I also have Islamic proof. First of all, I'll listen to you.
Okay. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "A true believer does not slander, curse, or speak rudely." Many video games promote toxic behavior, bad language, and harmful values like racism or militarism, which can negatively affect a person's character and affects contracting Islamic teaching on respecting and moral conduct.
Well, Islam says that you are allowed to do other things, except if it interferes between your worship, between you and Allah. As long as it does not sorry, I have to finish this point, the time is almost finished. As long as it does not interfere in your worship, in your prayer, in your wudu's and everything, it is not considered haram. There was a lot of debate about sheikhs, and a lot of sheikhs said that, so that's how I got the information.
Okay, I have two proofs about what you said. First, in Hadith, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "There are two blessings which many people waste, health and free time." Also, Allah mentioned in the Quran, "I did not create the jinn and mankind except to worship me." Is gaming an act of worship?
In a way, it could be considered. But okay, as you said, gaming, no, I will come back to that. But working is a type of worship, right?
If it benefits people.
It gives them money.
No.
Gaming also.
No, wait, no, not about money. If it benefits people in like physically or mentally.
Gaming also benefits people physically and mentally. How? First of all, in physically, I just give the reflexes on the thing. On your controller, when you see, for example, when you're planting and a snake comes in your controller, you can hurry up and move it. And in real life, like I give the snake one, but let me change it to a spider now. And when a spider climbed onto your head, you could, because of you have experience in the game, your reflexes will, because of your memory, like your brain already has experienced something like that, so you can move. That I gave example for in real life. What was the other? You said mental? Mentally? It could motivate you. Why? Let me just give a very how gaming can even help you in the akhirah. This will be my last point because I think time is over. For example, everybody here knows Elon Musk. How did he become who he become? He started by playing video games and learning programming. Okay, let's move on. Like, there can be a random person who plays video games. He's learning little coding and programming. And he gets motivated to do something good with that little programming and coding that he learned from the game. So he makes a website that helps Muslims to know about what they should do. Like, for example, when you break your fast, if you go to the website and search, what do I do if I break my fast? And it will show you evidence and everything. And that kid created it from starting to learn it from a video game.
You know, the real success, it's not about making money or something.
Yeah, it's like, okay, continue, sorry.
It's, as a Muslim, we should almost only obey Allah, not waste your time in other things, as Prophet said, and as Allah also mentioned. Our purpose to this life is not to waste time, right?
But, sorry, I think there's also a story about Sahabas. There was one Sahabi, I cannot remember his name. He was worshipping Allah too much and everything. So the other Sahabi went to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and said that this Sahabi is always worshipping, he's not giving time for his family even.
So, of course, you should give time to your family, not in playing games, right?
But it can also contribute. Your son wants to play video games with you. He thinks it's cool. So you can go and get the controller and play video games with him. It can motivate him. He can say, yes, my daddy is good. So you're giving time to your family. Isn't that right?
But in video game, you also want to affect your child.
How? If I'm playing like Mario Party with my son and like daughters and maybe my whole family, we will cooperate together and achieve the goal or pass the game. Isn't that a positive effect?
Oh, sorry, I have to interrupt here. I would just like to ask both of the debaters to give just a closing statement. We would like to close it here, and then I'll ask the audience to give one or two comments and also questions if they have. So please, Abdallah, your closing statement.
Okay, I think in conclusion, gaming has its positive effects and negative effects, which the negative effects can be stopped and it can be monitored and regulated.
What I really want to say is just be careful when you play games. It can affect your health, mental health, and physical health, and also it can distract you from obeying Allah.
Thank you, Rujain. Thank you, Abdullah. We had some really good arguments from both the debaters. Thank you very much. We got really good insights about video gaming, the positive and negative effects. Now it's time to take some comments and questions. So we can also take comments and questions from teachers if there are. Anybody from the teachers? First, let's go to students. Kareem, please. Short question.
You mentioned one kafir who were playing video games. Do you have any Muslim who was playing a video game and he was like
I mean, I don't get it, but there are several stories that there were people playing an online game, and one of them was playing with a Muslim. A Muslim, yeah, he was playing, and the other one was kafir. So he used to hear all these words that he used to say, Astaghfirullah, Inna lillahi wa inna, something like that. So that actually, you wanted him to research about Islam. He researched about Islam. He asked his friend, which he started playing game and listened those words, and now he became a Muslim.
Thank you.
Smaller better?
yeah? You said that Free Fire can teach us things, right?
I said it.
Free Fire is not about like getting out animals. It's about fighting. So what would you learn from Free Fire?
You can.
Repeat the questions.
Okay, repeat the question.
You.
Oh yeah, so what it can help us afterwards, right?
Yeah, not about animals. It's about
Don't you work together in Free Fire to win? So it helps you in knowing how to work together.
Can I say something?
Yeah, you can.
So if you want to kill a person, you work together to kill. Both of you get sin, right? What
How?
if it happens?
It's virtual. It's not real.
I know, but what if happens in real life? You know, a lot of people.
In real life, yeah, there are wars in real life between Muslims and Kafirs.
I know. Because of these games, people start wanting to express it also in real life. People can kill other people because of the game.
All
I
right.
cannot understand what you're trying to say.
Okay, we don't have time further time for debate, but we'll move on to another question. So if anybody has a question or a comment, please.
Okay.
You let your son play with you.
What?
Even you have some.
So it's, you see, in the generation, video games was introduced in our generation. So I don't know or how parents can stop their children. Of course, they cannot completely stop their children from playing video games. It's already in their generation. You cannot stop it because it was there in their time. You cannot stop them from playing it.
No, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about when you.
Yeah, I will.
You will set a good spot.
All right, one last question for Mohammed. Yeah, Lena, please.
So, you said that when someone is playing video games, like some kids, some specific kids, when their mother or their parents call them to dinner or something, and they might not stop, right?
Who mentioned dinner? I don't think in the debate that she mentioned any such thing.
No, she's
Okay, yeah, I'm
Oh,
not saying
sorry.
that.
Sorry, point.
So, in this case, if some kids don't really listen to their parents, what should they do?
What should they do? They should go and find awareness and education. That's what they should do.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you very much. With that, we'll end the first debate. Thank you very much, Luci and Abdullah. Now we'll head to our break, okay, which starts from 11:45. We'll be back for the quiz. That is going to be for HE. We'll be back here at 12:40. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khairan.
Okay, everyone, I have just very important information. I just received email like 3 minutes ago that our school have been approved as accredited school for 5 years.